Prichard Colón was a male Puerto Rican Orthodox boxer with 17 bouts under his belt, 16 wins, 13 by KO, and 1 loss. On top of the world and at his peak, it would all come crumbling down after one controversial bout. After a 2015 match with Terrell Williams in which he was repeatedly struck in the back of his head. After a bout, Colin vomited and collapsed in his dressing room. He remained in a coma for 221 days due to a brain hemorrhage. This is Prichard Colon's story. Born in Maitland, Florida, USA, his parents are Richard and Nevise Colon. He spent a large part of his youth living in Puerto Rico, training and competing, becoming a professional fighter in 2012. Colon fell in love with boxing, and by 21 he turned pro. During his amateur career, Colon gained fame for winning 5 national championships in both the 141 and 152-pound divisions. Colon made his professional debut on February 23, 2013. His first fight was against Xavier La Sala at the Coliseum in Quinato, Puerto Rico. Colon knocked out LaSalle in the first round. He fought 5 times in 2013 and 7 times in 2014. The most notable fight came on September 9, 2015, when he fought against Vivian Harris, a more experienced fighter. The fight was held at Ricoh Coliseum in Toronto and ended in Colon knocking out Harris in the 4th round. Colon was undefeated with 16 wins before the match that ended his career. He seamlessly bounced between English and Spanish and smiled a gleaming, pearly white smile, the Washington Post writes. He was surely in his and so many others' minds, the next great Puerto Rican champion. But a fateful match on October 17, 2015, forever altered this destiny. October 17, 2015, Prichard Colon was set to fight Terrell Williams in an undercard fight at the Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia. The fight was not originally part of the schedule, but was added when Andre Durrell stepped out from his fight with Blake Caparello for medical reasons. The fight occurred just 1 month after Colon's last fight against Vivian Harris and was the end of Colon's professional fighting career. During the televised fight, Williams was seen repeatedly hitting the back of Colon's neck and head, a rabbit punch, a move that was illegal in the sport. Colon and Williams fought for 9 rounds, the first round of which Colon appeared to be ahead. Throughout the match, Williams repeatedly punched Colon in the back of the head. Colon told the referee about the hits and even told the ringside doctor, but no one stopped the match. Despite the blows to his neck and head, the blows to the back of his head were brushed off by the referee and the doctor, Joe Cooper. Colon repeatedly informed the referee, Joe Cooper, about the illegal punches to the back of his head. However, the referee dismissed Colon's pleas and told him, "You take care of it." Colon's hit Williams with a low blow, for which Colon was penalized 2 points. After multiple illegal blows, Colon was knocked down for the first time in his professional career during the 9th round. Colon spoke to the ringside doctor between the rounds and stated he felt dizzy, but he felt he could go on. The ringside doctor, Richard Ashaby, believed that Colon was going to shake it off and cleared him, allowing the fight to continue. Colon was disqualified after the 9th round when his corner mistakenly removed his gloves, thinking it was the end of the fight. Colon's corner claimed he was incoherent and experiencing dizziness. Colon was assisted to the dressing room by his mother. When the match was finally over, Colon was still standing, but everything changed in an instant. Right away, his mother, who was ringside and waiting for him after the match, knew something was terribly wrong. I asked him in Spanish, "Papi, ¿cómo tú estás?" And he answered in English, "Mommy, I'm dizzy. I cannot see." Colon's mother told ESPN. Sadly, the impact caused bleeding to his brain, and once he reached his dressing room, he vomited and collapsed. EMT was called, and Colon slipped into a coma for 221 days after an emergency surgery to heal his hemorrhaging brain. Colon was taken to the hospital via ambulance and was diagnosed with a left-sided supradural hematoma measuring 1.5 centimeters in diameter and 1.2 centimeters in midline shifting. An emergency hemocraniectomy was performed to reduce brain swelling and evacuate a hematoma. As a result, Colon went into a coma for 221 days. Colon was treated for several weeks at an Innova Fairfax Hospital in Virginia, but was eventually transferred to Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Colon was moved to the hospital to his mother's home in Orlando, Florida. As of April 2017, Colon had remained in a persistent vegetative state where he would need around-the-clock care. On May 3, 2017, Arai Casper of the Casper firm filed a complaint naming Dr. Ashaby, Family Practice Medical Service PC, Headbangers Promotions Inc., and Diabella Entertainment Inc. as defendants The complaints allege negligence against Dr. Ashby, the promotion company, and the entertainment company. Specifically, that Dr. Ashby had a doctor-patient relationship that mandated use of applicable standard of care and that he deviated from the standard of care by allowing Colon to continue to fight after his complaints of pain and dizziness. Rather than getting him immediate medical attention, the complaint alleges that the event promoters owed Colon a reasonable standard of care, which was breached by both a failure to put into place a brain injury protocol and a failure to hire qualified staff. Additionally, the complaint alleges a conflict of interest of Dr. Ashby, who at the time was also a licensed boxing promoter. The issue here is whether or not Dr. Ashby should have taken Colon out of the fight after the 7th round and sent him to the hospital to be examined further, and if by not doing so he breached the standard act of care. DPOR puts the general standard of care in the hands of ringside physicians. In the official investigation, it stated the methods that licensed physicians use to conduct the evaluation and make a determination are the sole responsibility of the physicians and presumed to be in accordance with established standards of care/practice for medical doctors. Colon's headache and dizziness may have been indicative of bleeding in the brain, but they are also common side effects of boxing or any sport where there is direct contact with the head. The footage of the fight shows Dr. Ashby interacting with Colon, and at one point he appeared to be looking into his eyes. Assuming Colon was coherent, able to look at Dr. Ashby, and able to communicate with him without some kind of symptom that separates being roughed up and having a debilitating internal injury, how was Dr. Ashby to know that something more serious was going on? There are some medical professionals who think Dr. Ashby should have stopped the bout after the 7th round. ESPN featured a 2014 statement from former longtime Nevada ringside physician Margaret Goodman, in which she stated, "Obviously, if a fighter ever told you they had a headache, they've got to go to the hospital right away. That's the hallmark of a head injury, until proven otherwise. It is a serious head injury." Likewise, Dr. John Stiller, chief physician of the Maryland State Athletic Commission, told ESPN's Outside the Lines that the fight should have been stopped the moment, referring to the 7th round illegal blow, and I still cannot think of a medically sound reason it wasn't. However, with no set brain injury protocol and no black letter standard care of act, Colon's condition at the moment of the initial evaluation did not necessarily give Dr. Ashby a reason to end the bout and send the boxer to the hospital. 2017, the parents of Prichard Colon filed a lawsuit seeking damages for the ringside doctor and the promoters for more than $900 million. Prichard Colon's family has not won their lawsuit. The lawsuit filed in 2017 against the ringside doctor and promoters remains unsettled and has not gone to trial as of 2025. An investigation by the Virginia Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation found no one to hold responsibility, making the trial unlikely and leaving Colon's family to bear the financial burden of his care. For those who love him, the 7 months of waiting while he was in a coma was unbearable. When he awoke, Colon lay in a vegetative state, unable to speak or respond. His family clung to hope, praying for a miracle. The World Boxing Council, WBC, later revealed that a fragment of his skull had collapsed, pressing against his brain. Urgent surgery followed, and a titanium plate replaced the damaged bone. Colon's life had hung in the balance that fateful night, but he defied the odds. Colon appeared to have the skill and the will to fulfill the dreams that he first expressed as a little boy in his Central Florida home where his parents raised him. Now he lies as a testament to the peril that accompanies prize-fighting promises. ESPN writes, "Today Colon remains unable to speak, but showing signs of hope. He attends physical therapy almost daily, as documented by his mother on Facebook. She even posted a smiling Colon reacting to the solar eclipse on April 8th outside their Florida home, in his wheelchair wearing eclipse glasses and pointing at the sky. Father takes him out often and regularly reads the news and the Bible to him." Harry Williams was born on February 16, 1984. During his career, he had 19 bouts with just one loss and 13 KOs. The Six Fork Californian's final bout in July 2019 was the controversial boxer's only defeat in his 11-year career. He lost by unanimous decision to Thomas Dillamore at the Roebank Theater in Bakersfield. Following the incident, Williams faced several consequences. He is on an indefinite suspension from the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. In September 2017 interview, while discussing his role in Colon's injury, Williams said, "I pray for Prichard every day. That's never going to change. I wish him nothing but peace and health. No one wants what happened to Prichard to happen to anybody. All boxers are brothers, but there has been a lot of malicious stuff that's been said about me, especially from Colon's family. If that's how they're going to cope with it and it helps them heal, then that's what it is. Williams is now mostly known for his role in the fight as opposed to his career. William went from a 2-year hiatus after his fight with Colon. Since then, he has fought 4 times before stopping again in September 2019. Even to this day, William faces extreme criticism. Visiting his Facebook page, you can still see people leaving their thoughts and opinions of the matter on his old Facebook posts. Colon's legacy extends beyond the record books. In 2016, the World Boxing Federation even issued the Prichard Colon rule to prevent the referee from ignoring a boxer's suffering in the ring. We are sure that the fighters do not understand and do not know that these blows may threaten the medical integrity of their opponents. World Boxing News explains, for this reason, we are spreading and developing the global program in which we suggest boxing commissions instruct referees to follow the guidelines of zero tolerance to the rabbit punches through the rule Prichard Colon.